And hello, welcome to the video. So, hello, I am Smol. Hello. So, the Nintendo Direct has come and gone. I wasn't able to live stream it. Too tired and too late with the head in my kitchen. So, what I want to do is I want to give you all the highlights of the thing. So, take it away. I'm planning my first follow-up video after this. I'll explain more a bit another time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the highlights of the stream and talk a little bit about it. So please note there will be some games absent from this because they held no interest to me. These are just games that my big eye zeroed in on. And yeah, and let's hop into the video. Oh, and please note all the music, all the video will be muted. The music you hear will be stock music. Nintendo tends to be a little bit eager to copyright claim you. And the video. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Always helps the little Smol video. Let's go. So we start with Nintendo's, well, it's almost seemingly never arriving game, Bloodborne number 4. This game has been in production, development, hell or whatever, a hell of a long time. It was announced years ago. We have not seen a new Pikmin game since 3. It shows a more lower the camera view, giving us a new sense of scale, a brand new ice Pikmin, which has the ability to freeze water and enemies when consumed. But no, the idea of this actually coming in a few months is wild. The last Pikmin game was Pikmin 3 on the Wii U, and it's bringing a bipedal dog thing. Whether this game turns out any good or not, we'll have to see in July. Another part of the expansions of the Direct was the Xenoblade 3 expansion, featuring a new character, which is always nice, I guess. It seems to be a little mini-campaign with Shulk of the first game and a more grown-up Rex of the second game. Whether anything comes out of this or if this is a what-if story, just have to wait and see, I guess. Next on the Direct was a revival I never saw coming, Samba de Amigo. This is a rhythm game from the early era when Sega was still trying to make games consoles. It's a rhythm game, really weird, and the fact it's here is just weird. And then Dead Cells, going on strong, has now got a huge collab with Castlevania, with original enemies, not original enemies from that game. You can meet the characters of that game. Just the amount of support this game has had is wild. And then we have this. What the hell? This was an obscure as hell detective game from the DS, Ghost Trick. I never played it myself, but for Nintendo to just literally revive this from the dead, even though this detective never comes alive, is wild. And it's something that'll be the concept of my follow-up video after this. I will be picking this up, never got to play the original. Whether it still holds up, we'll have to see. Then next we have an original game, Indaka Police. No idea about this game, didn't even know it was coming until I saw it. It seems to be a VR world detective game with some RPG battling elements. It looks really unique and interesting, so I'll be keeping my eye on this game in the months to come. Whether it's good or not at the time of its release, we'll have to see, because detective games are not that, especially fun ones, are not that high. So very quickly, it's at this time I remind you that if you're enjoying the video, please like and subscribe. It's totally free, and you can subscribe at any time. I offer hugs and stuff, so you know, it's all good. Anyway, back to it. We saw some more gameplay footage of the Bayonetta prequel, Cereza and the Lost Demon, and it's displaying itself as a twin-stick action game, where you control Cereza with one stick, and her cat Cheshire with the other stick. With Bayonetta, always known for its bombastic combat, how this game's gonna go, it's been a bit slower and more methodical. Whether it's fun or not, we'll have to see, because Bayonetta has always been kind of like that. I'll just briefly gloss over this. Then we saw the next expansion for Splatoon 3. We can go back to the original location of the first game, which is neat. This doesn't hold much interest for me, but what can you do? Whether it's any good or not, I guess. And then we have this one. This is the only actual game that the Disney Gamescom actually showed off. The rest of them were gacha games. This game beckons back to the more traditional 2D animated platformer. In fact, it was giving me some Rayman Origin vibes. All the characters in an odd art style in a hand-drawn world, with emphasis on 2D platforming and teamwork, with a gorgeous-looking art style and soundtrack. We saw some more characters coming in Fire Emblem, such as Hector, the emblem of strength. Don't know where he's from. Soren from Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, the one that has Ike in it. Camilla from Fire Emblem Fates, the adoptive family sister. Then we saw Chrom and combined with Robin for Fire Emblem Awakening. Then we saw a new girl. We'll have to look up where she's from, I have no idea. But it seems Nintendo is at least giving this game some nice support, which is always lovely. Then we saw briefly some more footage of Octopath Traveler 2. Still weird it's coming to the PlayStation when the first game's still exclusive to the Switch. Announcing there's a nice demo coming. I never played the first game, and it still is just expensive as it was when it was released. I'm hoping they release some of the grindy nature, because I was told that held the first one back. Then, of all things, we got this. We Love Katamari Reroll, a remastered part of a game long since dead on the early PlayStation 2 era. What the heck? Who asked for this? Because whoever did, I want to shake your hand, because this just looks zany and fun. Then we got a little more footage of Sea of Stars, one of the most gorgeous looking pixel games I've seen in recent memory. Keeping my finger on this one, high on this one, and we'll be picking it up when it comes out. It looks good, and I'm all about it. And then, of all things, the Etrian Odyssey Origins 1, 2, and 3 on Switch. And I'm just going, huh? These are DS first-person exploration games to explore on the top screen and drop the map on the bottom. This is the first DS game that Nintendo has ever ported or remastered to the Switch, and it kind of opens the door for what else they could bring back. I'll talk about it more in another video. Finally got a release date for Advance Wars, took them long enough, and then Kirby got a new DLC episode, Magalor's Epilogue. Magalor is, spoiler alert, the final villain, and this is how he lost his power and recovers it. New boss, maybe? Who knows? And then, this. Nintendo bringing Game Boy Color games to the Switch. And I just went, ah. Some people still play some of these old games, so having them readily playable now, yes, with a Wi-Fi, is always good. You get the color on the basic package, and Game Boy Advance titles on the more expensive package. And Game Boy Advance games still hold up bloody well. I mean, they've got the Minish Cap, the Oracle of Season and Ages, Wario Land, Super Mario Bros. If they add a Golden Sun, if they add the Sonic Advance trilogy, I'm getting the NSO pack just for this. I don't care. And then, what the hell? Metroid Prime Remastered. The rumours were always there, but this came out of complete nowhere, and the big shock, it shadow dropped. It released as of that day. Digitally, yes, the physical versions will come for a little while, but, huh? Again, this will be part of my next video, so, just, wow. Then, speaking of the remastered bucket, Baten Kaitos 1 and 2. I never played these. They're sort of like this weird card game RPG gacha thing. But, yeah, just good for the fans of the game. I'll give it a look if it's cheap enough. but I just thought it surprised me. We got some more footage of this. This has not been new, but this is the next game from the developers of Danganronpa. You can literally tell its art style. A new world detective game. This is the first, I think this is first English dub trailer, showing more of the characters, the way the game world works, and some of the gameplay elements of it. Rain Code. I'm keeping my eye on this one. Spike Chunsoft games are always weird. Mostly good, some are a bit naff. Then we got an original game, Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time, and this looks kind of like if Animal Crossing went RPG. It looks very kiddie, and yeah, it's fine. But what bothered me the most was after this. A new world comes up, steam rising from chimneys, a lone man in a familiar top hat, and it's Professor Layton. I nearly cried in joy. Professor Layton, finally coming back since his pretty much hiatus from the 3DS era. Yes, and a daughter, but he himself has not turned up. He'll be included in the next video, but me excited. And then, of all things, I got the next slot for Mario Kart 8, and it's a new track, Yoshi's Island. I never played this game, but I do know of it as the Yoshi's Island. It looks really cool, musically it sounds good, and they're bringing in a newish character in Birdo. And then, to finish the direct, we of course had, what else? The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild 2, or as it's now dubbed, Tears of a Kingdom. Nintendo is still keeping themselves pretty tight-lipped over what's actually going to happen in this game, but they did show off a couple new things. Link can drive vehicles. They show a brief scene of him driving a car and a plane. Not much for gameplay, it's mostly just like story and cutscenes, you know, that kind of thing. And what could be the voice of Ganondorf or the new Calamity in the background. But yeah, just new snippets and a release date of May, so not that long to wait, about 3 months. Hoping it's really good when it's out. And that's the end of the video. So those are the highlights, some exciting games there. I didn't go over all of them, those are just some that literally caught my little small floof of a brain. Are there any there? You excited? Now, I will be releasing a follow-up video to this because I noticed there was one running theme throughout that entire direct. Of what it is, I guess you'll have to wait and see. Stay tuned for Twitter for more details. Otherwise, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe. And maybe ding-a-ling the little bell for more content. And so you know not to miss a video from me. Otherwise, bye-bye. Stay safe, stay hydrated and healthy. And remember to smile. Yeah. This is Smol Saru signing out.